Hello and welcome to Streamtabulous. So, I've been away for a while and I thought I'd let you guys basically know what's been going on and why it's been so long. So, not too long after my last video, my dad passed away. And I didn't get time to say goodbye or anything like that. And yeah, it was pretty impactful. I won't go into full details with the autism. I can ramble. So yeah, he passed away. A lot went on, which was around that. It's kind of hard to talk about. So, like I said, I won't really go into it. Um, so it's been a difficult year. On top of him passing away, our cat passed away shortly after. Our cat was very, very sick over the time that he was dying, which we were focusing on taking the cat to the vet. We didn't know what was going on. No one told me about what was happening with Dad. I seen him probably about 4 weeks earlier. Was told, yeah, he's perfectly fine. That wasn't true. So people failed to tell me what was happening, including my own mum, which caused a lot of hostility and issues. And yeah, so I lost my dad, I lost my cat, and I was taking time off from this. And whilst I was taking time off from this, we had a catastrophic failure of a lot of stuff. For an idea, the stove broke, the oven broke, my TV broke. Then I lost a bunch of hard drives in my computers. I've got two of them. There's one in the lounge room, as you guys know, and then there's this one. So the streaming hard drive in this one, which has all the OBS, all what you're seeing now, the assets, completely died on us, which was unexpected. There was no warning. I do use Crystal Mark to check health, but yeah, I guess with the not being in use, I just didn't really look at it. The computer wasn't on. On the other system, I had lost two 6 terabyte drives, an 8 terabyte drive, and 10 terabyte drive. Lost this drive in this system. Lost the other drive in this system. So all the backups were out the window. And yeah, I had car problems. My father was a mechanic, and before he got sick, he used to fix my car. I'd pay for the parts and that, and I'd always, throw something his way. And I would also give him my old computer parts as well. So he really loved Command and Conquer Generals. Like, he'd play that thing non-stop. And yeah, with him gone and the car going, there was obviously that's a money pit of things, and the car still has problems and isn't fixed. Obviously, I haven't replaced the hard drives, and money's just like, yeah. So I did manage to get a hard drive for this computer, and with the hard drive that failed, I was able to, I doused it with a contact cleaner underneath the PCB, because when a hard drive fails, it's not normally the mechanic platter which is going. Yeah, you can get dead spots on the platter where you get corrupted data with a HDD. Uh, but what fails before anything else is the power controller to that hard drive, and they make it in such a way you can't just like pop it off and pop another one on. They've got an internal chip as well, so they have to talk to each other to make sure it's the same firmware. So yeah, recovery of it is just an absolute nightmare, and it'd be too much money anyway. But yeah, certainly something I couldn't do. But I doused underneath with a contact cleaner, hoping that a dry solder joint or a capacitor which was having problems in it might cool down enough to get some data off. And I managed to get some of the information off and rebuild this. Now, I was going to stream about 3 months ago when I discovered the drive was dead. And I was like, great, this isn't good, because I was going to tell you guys what was going on then. And yeah, hard drive went on special at one store, which was like half the price of all the other ones. It was just a small Western Digital blue drive, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this because this is my hobby. It helps distract me from things. And look, I know I ramble a lot, and some of you guys hate that. That's fine. You know how to use the skip forward anyway. Um, so yeah, I got the drive, managed to recover some of the data, rebuild everything, and this is only in the last couple of weeks that I've managed to actually do this, and I've got this up and running. Now, originally I wanted to upgrade the graphics card from the old GTX 1070. But there's just no way that can happen, and there's no way that can happen in the near future with everything that's going on. So for me, I can't really run Flux on this system. Um, you could, it'd just take forever. And the way the Ackley's AI is, it's not really targeted at the low end systems anymore, which is an issue. But it doesn't mean you can't use the old version, which I'll continue to do, and I'll continue showing tips and tricks, and even how you can use that to do something like, say, if you're doing a video. There's a lot of people that like to do videos and like comedy skits and stuff like that. I've got a small workspace. So we've got the green screen in the background, and maybe you're outside and you wanted to do something. So I wanted to show some ways that you can use prior to AI and incorporate that into your video editing. I thought that'd be a great video to use. We were doing the one trainer and the assets, so I'll really show and finish that off on how my assets actually look that I put into the database, because I did get comments, hey, I put like 12 images in, and I'm like, 12 images is not really enough. So there is a minimum, and I've commented on that in the previous one, so you can go through and see that. So yeah, we will get back into it, and I will be back soon. I wanted to let you guys know there's a lot going on. I did post a comment underneath the YouTube comment section, which I think is a fairly new thing. And, you know, not everyone's going to go across and check to see what's actually been going on. But that was the only way I had to communicate that, hey, look, you know, a lot's happened and I can't get back into it. And I honestly didn't think I'd be able to get back into it until April next year at the earliest, if I was lucky. Like I said, there's still a lot going on. So you guys know I'm disabled. I have a neurological muscle condition, which plays up more when I'm stressed, which is just absolutely terrible, because obviously with losing dad, losing the cat, and then everything just going horrible. Yeah, been laid up quite a bit, like not being able to walk properly, having to use a trolley to get around the shops, just yuck. So yeah, that put me out a bit as well. So being on a pension in Australia, YouTube, when you do it, would be seen as a business if you click it to be a business, so you can set it up to be a business. So everything that I do, I don't get money for YouTube whatsoever. I'm using a lot of old computer parts and what I've been able to pick up cheap, just to get the stream happening, and you know, for the cameras and, you know, the lights, and my green screen's dirt cheap, and I've showed how I've made that as well. But I found out recently, even though I can't do it as a business, it doesn't mean I can't take donations. So I put one of these coffee links, Kofi, whatever they want to call it, where you can make donations to help me out, and that will go towards the channel. And, you know, obviously I'd have goals for myself anyway, and the goal would be, I'd love to get a hard drive that I can have on the desk to back up OPS, so if something hits the fan, I can throw that system in or drive in and just be up and going without having this happen again. Australia heat is notorious on hard drives. It kills them so quickly, it's not funny. So I will have videos coming up as well, which I think would be helpful to everyone, on cleaning and maintenance of the system, especially when it comes to AI. A lot of you guys are running the AI, but you run into problems just because of the way system might have bloat, background processes, conflicts with Python, multiple versions, and so forth, which haven't removed themselves from the actual environment for the way it runs. So I want to show you guys how to get your system running, because I do get asked a lot, well, how the heck can you run it on a 1070? I'm not getting nearly the speed you guys you're getting, and you know, especially when you guys are running like I think it's the 3060s and 4060s and stuff like that, which should technically be better than this. And realistically, I'd love to get feedback what you're actually running and how you're finding it in terms of speed to what you've seen in my videos. So I've got an idea, because to what I can tell, originally I was aiming to go for a 4060 Ti, which is what I wanted. Now, prices in Australia went horrible, Nvidia went horrible with their pricings, and it just knocked everything out the window. For an idea to get a card which is probably what I would call the baseline to run the Flux, I think you'd realistically be looking at something like a 5070 Ti to have the right bit rate on the RAM, to get the right speeds and that. I don't know, like, I know they're coming out with the new 5060 Ti's, and I think the 5060 Ti Plus, or they're going to be putting more RAM on, which you're going to need. It'll be interesting if they use better RAM with a better bit rate, because that is extremely important. A lot of people don't seem to think it is, but I've recently gone through and used the AIs to communicate with and asked them a bunch of questions to find out that, yeah, when it comes to AI, that offloading is very important. So we'll get into that and we'll talk about that sometime anyway. So yeah, that is one of my goals, would be to, you know, upgrade this system, and any donations would go towards my funds, and eventually, you know, hopefully I can get back on track. So yeah, there's that. Donations are okay. They won't apparently affect my pension, I've been told, and it helped me out, and of course it helped you guys out because it keeps me going with my channel. So yeah, I think that's enough of me rambling. I'll be back. I'll be doing a video shortly on how to clean up your systems, and some stuff that's been going on with AI, which I think you guys would find absolutely interesting. And yeah, I obviously no intro on this one, and there's no point in doing an outro. It's just me saying where I've been. Yeah, there's a couple of comments on various groups which yeah, made me break down, just because of the way some people were. So yeah, I will be back, and I'll be back probably in the next maybe next week. I'll have the first video up, or in the following week at the very least. So yeah, I'll be back into it, and I'll see you guys obviously in the next Streamtabulous video. Oh yeah, of course, I don't know how YouTube goes with the, you know, unsubscribing people. So make sure you're subscribed and do the bell and put it on all notifications or something like that, so you do see that video when it pops up. And I'll obviously see you in the next Streamtabulous video.